Hello, this is Mohammed Atwan. Me and my group, which consists of Jose Flores, Nicholas Rucker, Matthew Kraus, and Zachary Roberts, are going to be discussing TechTown and how we can expand their marketing to people who would require their services and increase their visibility to the Metro Detroit area at large. Within our group, we tried to make sure each person could play to their strengths and be able to contribute with what they felt would be the best for them. So our group has been divided to those who would do their research for the group and those who would put the information together productively into a report that we could all work off of to complete our presentations. For the research side, we have Matthew, Nicholas, and myself, while for the reporting side, we have Jose and Zachary. In this presentation, we'll be talking about a plan on how to move forward, connecting with clients and social media engagement. We'll also be talking about what future work we want to do and the timeline for our group project. Next up is Nicholas Rucker discussing our plan of attack.
The past few weeks has been very productive and everything has gone as planned. We've taken this opportunity to develop a plan of attack. So, our social media outreach goal is to expand visibility, better understand the client base, and to tailor new offerings with that information. Now, we're going to gear that toward the target audience, which is small businesses in Metro Detroit rebounding from the COVID-19 pandemic. Former clients also in need of some assistance rebounding from that COVID-19 pandemic will also benefit from what we're looking for as we start to reach out to them and do email blasts and text message blasts and such. We'd like to monitor the progress after the initial launch to assess, what's working, what's not working, take what's working, push that to everybody, cut out everything that's not working, and we'd like to do that via some bi-weekly client check-ins. So the model for our plan of attack is here. We have kind of outlined what the social media blitz actually is and what it looks like. So you start with some survey blasts, just shooting out some surveys to your different clients that you've worked with in the past and people who you were working with right at the beginning of the pandemic. Some text message surveys as well, just to figure out what their challenges are, and how to better tailor our services and our offerings from what TechTown once offered to what TechTown can now offer. We would like to begin some social media engagement by using hashtags like Detroit Hustles Back, or something with kind of a Phoenix mentality synonymous with Detroit, and use those different hashtags to highlight local businesses that may or may not be affiliated with TechTown, thereby expanding some visibility and just bringing more people in and giving TechTown kind of a leg up. Now, we would like to also offer some clean, safe environments for people to connect and to do business and develop a client Rolodex as well. Everyone who they've worked with in the past and everyone who they are working with currently could enter, if they want to, this could be completely elective, to a Rolodex where, let's just say, I want to start a clothing business. If I know someone who has a screen printer or whatever the technology is I may need, I can go to TechTown and they can help us connect and collaborate and create the best possible product.
Thanks, Mohammed. So the future work we're going to be doing on the project. So future work for us is going to include doing more secondary research within article databases online, as well as a lot of primary research through TechTown's website to determine what could be done to better improve their website and help market to the potential clients. Our main focus is going to be discovering on how TechTown is going to market themselves along with other business incubators and accelerators and how they're marketing themselves throughout the COVID crisis. Now, research on this is going to be done by Mohammed and Zach, in which each of the accelerators in Michigan will be studied and determine what their marketing schemes are and what they have been doing throughout COVID for their potential clients. And clients that they already have. We will then be studying and discussing the information collected by these two, and then determine what methods will be truly effective for TechTown in terms of marketing. We also have discussed a couple of ideas so far that will be further expanded upon once we've decided all the techniques we will use in order to market TechTown. So some of those ideas are the social media blitz and survey blasting that was explained by Nick earlier. And the next one is a competition that's based around Wayne State University engineering students, in which over the course of a semester or a school year, the students will design a product or a service that has a chance to win a stipend towards a patent for that product or service, and or for starting up that group's company. That will be similar to like the capstone projects for all the engineering professions and degrees within Wayne State. Lastly, an idea of following a group around in order to see how they progress from creation and throughout the year, to understand what it takes to start up a company and display it to the public either through YouTube or a public news channel such as like Fox 2 News. That way, people that are looking to start up a company or get involved with startups know what it takes and understand the struggle in order to start up a business. Lastly, we'll have a couple of meetings from now until the end of the semester to better understand the outline of the final project. Obviously, Project 5 is what we've been working towards this whole semester. So further notes, ideas, and discussions will be made in order to complete the assignment. Looking forward, we need to keep communication strong and make sure everyone is on board and doing their part. So that's obviously going to be done through our Zoom meetings and keeping tabs on everyone to make sure that they're progressively, making progress towards the final project. One item to keep in mind are all the notes that our professor has given us for all of our projects. These notes are a large help in keeping our team on track and giving us insight from an outsider's perspective, so that way we know how to improve based upon our professor. So now I'll hand it over to Josue to speak on the timeline for our.
Thank you, Matthew. My name is Jose Flores, and I will be continuing our presentation with our group timeline. So the due date for our rough draft of this project is on July 12th, 2020, but our group plans to finish the bulk of this rough draft by July 10th, 2020. And for our final documentation and presentation, the final deadline for that is July 27th, 2020. And our group plans to finish both the documentation and the presentation for the most part by July 24th, 2020. Now we set these deadlines a few days ahead of the normal schedule to give us time for last minute edits and proofreading that we may need if we come across it during those couple days that we have free. And now here's just a timeline image of what we will be doing for our Project 5. Just a quick little demonstration of that. Now, for collaboration, we've came across a few issues leading up to this point so far. The first issue is transferring work into our Project 5 draft. Now, we have done a couple of projects that have related to Project 5. Though we have done those to the best of our ability, we have been slow into transferring that material into our Project 5 draft. We have just started now doing that recently, but we clearly realize that we could have saved a lot of time if we would have just done that sooner. Another issue that we noticed was different schedules within our group. Everybody in our group has working hours that they have to be flexible with, and it's been fairly difficult to get all 5 of us in a single Zoom call. And because of that, it has been a little difficult in dividing parts for the projects because there will only be 3 or 4 of us in the call, yet we want to split up the work evenly between all the group members. So we have to go back into our Teams chat to make sure that these are divided up evenly and that people get at least some part in the project. Now I will hand it off to Zach to conclude our presentation.
Hello everyone, hopefully you can see my screen. Thank you for staying for the conclusion of our project. My name is Zachary Roberts, and I will be finishing up and wrapping everything up for you guys. So for our conclusion, I just wanted to highlight some things just so you guys can remember them. Our plan of attack was by Nicholas Rucker. A big thing he said was target audience. We need to, well, not we, but TechTown really needs to target their audience by helping former clients in need, or even new clients that are smaller that are in need due to coronavirus. Also, the social outreach, expand your visibility. Social media is a great way to expand your social outreach and your visibility. Surveys, uh, anything you could really use to get your name out there to help. Our future work was by Matthew Krause. He came up with marketing comparison. Um, Basically, just compare and contrast your marketing plans for what you want to do, what you want to, almost like a pro and con list of what TechTown would like to do in the future. And they could also look into the past to help their future. Our group timeline for this next project, we need to do rough draft for presentation for project 5, and the rough draft is due by July 12th, and we plan on finishing it up by July 10th, just so that we can edit and just kind of go through, everybody can look, make sure they all are happy with it. And then our next thing is our final documentation and presentation, which is due July 27th. We also plan to have that done 3 days, so most likely July 24th, 25th we'll have that done, and for the same reason, just to give us some time to edit and look over, make sure everything's right. And next up we have our collaboration issues by Josue Flores. Um, Basically, some collaboration issues we may have as a group is just transferring work into Project 5 draft, taking it from what we've researched separately and bringing it all together will probably most likely be our hardest issue that we will come by. And also with our different schedules, I know I am working now, and I know a couple of my group mates are also working now 5 days a week, so it's hard for us to get together and kind of get everything ready to go for our projects. So we hope to fix that and move on with the semester and with Project 5. And well, thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed our presentation. And thank you. Bye.